Hey y'all, September 14th, 2017. Joe Putnam here. I'm at Hindostan Falls in rural Martin County, Indiana. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And it's basically a small waterfall we have coming down the river here. I'm sure you can probably hear the roaring. It's basically a huge rock that drops, the water maybe a couple feet. And back out here. And then there's a huge rock that I'm standing on here. And basically this was near the site of Hindostan, a town that was deserted around 1820 or so. It was one of the big towns in early Indiana. It became a state in 1816. There's actually several mills, I assume grist mills, that were here on this big rock next to the river. There's actually some cut holes in the limestone that we're going to see in a little bit here. And basically the town of Hindostan was pretty well evacuated. It's built here near the White River. And it was also near a stagecoach route, and a plague went through, probably yellow fever, some people died, a bunch of people left. There's like a graveyard with like a Daughters of the American Revolution marker there, talking about the people that died in the plague that year. So it's not really a town anymore, it's totally deserted, but the White River's still here, and the falls are here, and this rock is here, and the mills are long since gone. They were probably built around 200 years ago. But there's still some holes here. We're going to walk around in this big rock and show you a couple of them. They're actually scattered all over the rock, but some of the bigger ones, in depth anyway. Walk past them. They were here everywhere a minute ago. Okay, I think there's actually several mills here on this rock from what I was reading on the internet. I mean, there's like a Wikipedia page about it, but there's not a whole lot online. But there's actually a couple mills here. One of them appeared to be named after a guy that had a Germanic sounding name. And most of Indiana from the Revolution to about 1815 was settled by Southerners, Anglo-Celts from like Virginia, Kentucky, North Carolina. But there were Pennsylvanian Germans that came down, and from this guy's name, I'm assuming he probably was a German. This was his last name as well. It's surprising, there's really not that much online about this. So, here you can get the holes. Here's one right here. It's kind of, the water gets over this rock when the river gets up, so you can see it's not very deep right now. But I'm assuming that it was probably deeper back when the mill had posts there. I think there's a little bit of one. You can see the square cut. There's water getting tunneled out, but there's another hole. And over here, this one also is partially filled with gravel and garbage. That's about what it is. And there's actually a whirlpool here. I don't really fish. I think it's down that direction. I'll take the camera and just take you over. I'm sorry, it's over here. So basically, if you want to take a panorama, here's basically the bank, the falls, and a huge rock. It goes all the way and go around the rock and comes down out at here. I'll walk you over to there and then shut this video down. It's already almost 4 minutes long. I just like doing this kind of stuff because some of my family have been in the Orange County area for 200 years. And Martin County is right next to our neighbor on the west. I actually live a couple miles from the border of Martin County. Stop here and just look at the rock for a minute. But I just like preserving the history of my people and their culture and the natural areas that they had and anything that's left from when they first came here 200 years ago. Because it's just something that we need to be conscious of our history as a people and enjoy that and celebrate that. And we're getting a little bit closer here to the edge. And there are a couple people out here fishing today. That's pretty common. I knew some guys used to come here and fish a lot, but I was never really into fishing. But anyway, if we go on this side, we can see the current a little bit. Or at least I can see bubbles or something floating. But and then here it is downrange. And then you go all the way over, and then there's the bank and the boat ramp. Just a little concrete boat ramp, nothing too fancy. We go a little bit closer over here to the actual river. There's a lot of silt and stuff on this rock too. I'm sure the river carries that up. But here we are, and Joe Putnam gonna sign out now.